everybody, what's going on? This is Danelle here at Networkchain. Today we're going to talk about what's been going on with Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market, as well as some of the bigger news stories over the past week. Of course, let's go ahead and get started with the cryptocurrency market update. As you can see, Bitcoin is falling along with all the other cryptocurrencies, down almost 13% over the last 7 days. It's currently trading under $59,000. Ethereum went down below that $3,000 threshold, currently trading at about $2,800, down nearly 14%. If we look at the rest of the top 10, you see BNB down to $501, Solana down to $135, down almost 27% over the past 7 days. XRP down 12%. Dogecoin, the top meme coin of them all, is down over 20% at 10 cents. Toncoin at under $6, and Cardano still hanging in there in the top 10, down nearly 15 or right at 15%, trading at 34 cents. So if we take a closer look at Bitcoin and what's going on, considering the macro environment, we got the US labor and statistics information regarding the employment rate. It's up to 4.3%, which is trending upwards. So some people are expecting that there could be an impending recession. So we did see over $2 billion wiped out of the stock market on Friday. And you can see, if we look at some of the major indices like the QQQ, which represents basically the NASDAQ, which is comprised of mostly tech stocks, that was down nearly 4% over the past 5 trading days. The SPY, which represents the top 500 US companies, was down 2.44%. Nvidia, one of the top companies in the world, was down nearly 6%. So you can see that the entire market was down over the past week, Bitcoin included, as well as other cryptocurrencies. So we have to also consider and remember that the macro environment, as well as the global environment, and what happens from geopolitics, as well as just basic economic information, can affect the way that things are traded. So we have to not only, especially if you are a trader, you have to make sure that you stay on top of the news and what's going on, because the market, particularly cryptocurrencies that as we have talked about many times, can be very volatile. So you have to be very careful. We don't suggest to trade. We don't suggest that you buy, hold, or sell anything. We're just trying to give you as much information as possible. We do believe here, and I personally believe, that Bitcoin is the future of finance. It will be and must most likely replace gold in market cap, but obviously there's still a lot of room to grow. We go back here to Bitcoin, a $1.1 trillion market cap. So we're still way behind gold, which trades at about $15 trillion market cap right now. But that is the possibility. That is where some people believe that Bitcoin could go, particularly because it has that store of value narrative. So obviously time will tell. But no matter what, even though Bitcoin is currently going down, we see that there are a lot of traditional financial services firms that are continuing to get involved with Bitcoin and starting to bring Tradfi to cryptocurrency. As you can see here, Cantor Fitzgerald, which is an American financial services company, announced at the Bitcoin conference that they will be launching a Bitcoin financing business to provide leverage to investors who hold Bitcoin. So basically, if you hold Bitcoin, you can now use Bitcoin as collateral to get loans, just like people use their home to get loans, like home equity loans and other assets that they have. Now these traditional financial services are looking to use Bitcoin as collateral. Now there was a decentralized and is a decentralized opportunity that has been out there for a while. One of them is salt lending, where you were able to use crypto to back loans, and you can go here to find out more information. It's quite interesting. Basically, you don't have to get a credit check. As long as you had a particular amount of crypto and put that up as collateral, you were able to get crypto loans, and it has no prepayment fees, no impact on your credit score, no borrowing against future income, and basically it goes off of a loan to value. So as long as you keep your loan to value at a certain level, then your crypto assets would not be liquidated. And salt lending, they actually have a way where they will try to put your crypto into stable coins if there is extreme volatility. As we have seen, obviously Bitcoin can go down 10%, 20%, even more over a short period of time. So you do have them trying to protect your assets as much as possible and try to protect obviously themselves as lenders to you. So it's definitely interesting to learn a little bit more about these opportunities with crypto lending. But now you have traditional financial services firms that are now getting into Bitcoin financing, as they call it, and the Bitcoin financing business. As you can see here, the chairman of Cantor Fitzgerald said that Cantor Fitzgerald arranges and finances vast amounts of securities and commodities and has strong supporters of Bitcoin. This is a traditional finance firm saying they are strong supporters of Bitcoin, will now build an incredible platform to support Bitcoin investors' financing needs. So we believe this is just the beginning. It just goes to show that Bitcoin is becoming more and more legitimate on Wall Street. And we can also see here another example. Morgan Stanley tells wealth advisors they can pitch Bitcoin ETFs in a first for a big bank. So Morgan Stanley is one of the largest American banks, and they have now allowed and are now allowing their wealth advisors to pitch Bitcoin to their wealthy clients. So I believe you have to have about 1.5 million in assets to be considered in this class of clients that they're willing to pitch Bitcoin to. Unfortunately, it's not yet available to the regular everyday Joe Schmo who has less than $1.5 million in liquid assets, but hopefully that will be coming. But in the meantime, we can, in your IRA, as well as other traditional platforms, brokerages, you can purchase the Bitcoin ETFs on your own. But what is great about this is that this is going to expose more money to the Bitcoin ecosystem, as well as just probably cryptocurrencies in general. But it's going to show that Wall Street is also very interested in getting into Bitcoin, and that they see that there is value in Bitcoin as a finite supply, particularly as we're still fighting inflation, and we're fighting inflation all over the world when it comes to fiat currencies. So another interesting news story over this past week is that California, their Department of Motor Vehicles, makes history by digitizing 42 million car titles on the Avalanche blockchain. So what they're trying to do in an effort to digitize car titles, also in order to try to provide more security and transparency when it comes to car titles, because there's a lot of car title fraud. They have decided to put 42 million car titles on the Avalanche blockchain, and this is a historic event. As you can see here, they announced that they have actually successfully already digitized the 42 million car titles, and this is coming from a state which is considered the 5th largest economy in the world. So not only are they one of the largest states in the United States, but their economy is considered the 5th largest economy in the entire world versus other nation states. So it just goes to show how impactful this can be. Being one of the fifth largest economies, they're putting their faith and trust in the blockchain infrastructure. And as you can see here, as consumers continue to demand more automation, which is true, it was always a running joke that people would have to wait in the DMV to get their licenses, to get their car titles transferred. So this is offering more opportunities to have this done digitally, because we are becoming more and more digital, and we are living in a digital world. As consumers, you continue to demand more automation and expect the ability to transact life online. Widespread adoption of secure systems is possible with this blockchain infrastructure. These systems have historically been accessible by large financial institutions, but have done little for regular citizens. We believe that ultimately value transfer will be embedded within the system itself, proving that technology works at scale and enables other jurisdictions to implement similar approaches. So this is big, really, when it comes to the applications and use cases of the blockchain. It's not just for an investment vehicle. It's not just speculation. the blockchain technology that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are based on can be used in real life and real life use cases. So there's always something happening in the cryptocurrency world. If you want to stay tuned on a daily basis, make sure to check us out on Instagram as well as on X. We look forward to linking up with you on the Networkchain. Thank you so much for watching. In the meantime, take care. Bye-bye.